All eyes on Doge. Big run up. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Monday. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? We holding on? Are we holding on? We got Doge just over 7 cents here. We'll get into the Doge chart. We'll look at Bitcoin, touch 64K today, back in the 63s right now. A lot of shorts got taken out with Bitcoin and ETH. We'll look at that as well. Michael Saylor, Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about Michael Saylor, but what's going on. As Bitcoin goes, so goes pretty much the rest of the crypto market. So we want to make sure we check in on that. And we're also going to talk about custody of crypto. We have the cold card hack that's still going on. And I feel bad for anyone that lost their Bitcoin through the cold card hack because you thought you were doing the right thing. You thought you were doing the right thing. And we're not going to get into all the details on it because there's other YouTubers and there's other people on X that are really digging into all the finite details. And I don't have a cold card. I don't know the source language or anything like that. So I'm not going to get into all that. But we will talk about self-custody or exchange custody, whatever it is. And so we'll talk about that as well. We also had an event that happened this weekend. Yes, we had an event here. And in this event, Kriss bought more Doge on Saturday. Kriss bought more on the you see this little green little little shape here. That means Kriss bought more August. Like I said, beginning, it just happens. And here we have August 1st, another dip in the market. Kriss buys more Doge. And I will continue to do that throughout August and early September until I'm loaded up. That's my plan. I will also be buying some other crypto. I am also still swing trading stocks. Today was GameStop. We will check in on that. Yes, Kriss is a Dogecoin millionaire again. Yes, Ryan. I have more to come, though. More to come. But yes, I've now made two 400,000 Dogecoin purchases here in not too long of a time. So, yeah, I do what I say. I say what I do for the most part. Sometimes I can't wait. I front run a little bit, but yeah. And all of this was predicted, which is why I don't understand. We got people like, this guy, like actual not doing very well. Because Handle of Care, you said, is actually doing worse, like everything is. And I'm just like, look, this was all predicted. This was all predicted. From November till early to the spring to early the summer, this was all predicted. So you can either, right, sit there and bitch and complain about it, or you can do something about it because it's all going to how I predicted it would go. So I don't know why you're upset. This was unless you're following like Ali, right? And he told you TD sequential indicator said to buy a bunch of Doge at 7.3 cents, of which I laughed because it was just like, dude. Or you got others even worse that have already talked about super cycles and immediate Turner, all this stuff, and it's just not happening. I did do a new video on Friday, and that video was my Dogecoin August price prediction, of which part of it has already come true. On the first day of August, already came true with a dip So Ryan, I got a question for you. What number did the dip hit? This Dogecoin dip right here. The wick that came down on Saturday afternoon. What number did that hit? Some would say it's just a number. Some would say it's just a number. But I'm like, no, it was an exact number. Yes. It was an exact number. 6767. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. 67. And I was just like, that is too awesome. That is too awesome. I know. I'm laughing just because it's this coincidence of numbers. Most of us don't want Dogecoin going down. We already have our Doge. We're not looking for lower prices to buy more. We just want the price to go up and for us to make a lot of money. Or if we really believe in Dogecoin as the ultimate cryptocurrency to use for payments, self-custody, get away from the banks, like all of that stuff, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, wrong decimal. Right. Chuck got it right. 06767. Yes, 06767. You know, Ryan, we do have a chance of hitting the one without the zero, though, right? Because that would be the target the other way, wouldn't it? That would be the target the other way. Would be 67.67 cents, right? We should think about that. We should think about that. Oh, Manuel, it's just a 6-7 thing. You just Google it and you'll see it's a 6-7 thing. That's all. I just want Dogecoin to go up to at least $2. Yep. We all would love that. But we on this channel remain realistic, which is how I live my life, right? My head isn't in the clouds. I'm not showing $5 and $10 Dogecoin, just not doing it. And $2 would be awesome, but not anytime soon. It's just not happening anytime soon, Handle. It's just not. So, you believe it? It's a prophecy. Ryan, it's a prophecy. Someone predicted 0.067 a few months ago. Now, actually, it was November, if you recall. It was November. Somebody. Yeah. You thought it had something to do with Elon? No, Elon's 69. We already passed 69. We did the 69 thing. We've moved on from that. Now it's 6-7. Okay. That was the 69 thing. Now we're 6-7. So, Elon has never done a 6-7 thing. I don't think so. X money. Hey, guess what? Guess who has X money? Kriss. Kriss Pax now has X money. Yes, I have set up an X money account. I now have X money. And there's no Dogecoin on it. Again, it's a slow roll that's coming out. It's not all the fanfare and all the big marketing blitz like I thought X money should have had. And of course, it's all American dollars, fiat money, because it's only in America so far. So, yeah. $15. Yes. And X being generous, they gave me $15 into my new X account. And then somebody sent me 15 cents. I don't even know who this person was, but thank you. So I now have $15.15 in my X money account. I have not gone into all of to set everything up like Jason has. because I got back late last night and I didn't have time. I just didn't have time to like get into all that. But hey, I'll take it. Got $15 to have fun with. So, but it's in X money, right? So I can only do things that are in X money, and there's no digital assets. There's no Dogecoin. There's no even stable coins within X money yet. I want a free $15. Yeah. Well, Ryan, maybe. Do you still have an X account? Do you still have an X account? If another 30,000 players join, I think we'll hit that 06767. We hit it once. We'll probably hit it again. They knew you needed it. Yeah. Need. Yeah. But I'll take it. Money. The last bull run, Dogecoin market cap went up to 80 billion. Yep. Can it go to 100 billion? Yeah, there's a lot more Doge now. We'll be looking at all of that, including market cap in the fall, and we'll start projecting those upward limits. We are still in bear market summer. We're still here. So, and we'll look at stocks and we'll see what's going on with stocks. GameStop was one that I am swing trading, and I'm now up because it opened hugely down, was down for the most part of the day, 14, 15%. I bought in. I bought a number of times, and I kept lowering my average because I bought in too early. I kept thinking it would bounce, and then it went lower. I bought more, it bounced, and it went lower. I finally, 1870 was my lowest purchase of GameStop stock. I've been waiting to trade GameStop. It'd been up here around $20, $21 for a long time, or really 21, 22 for a long time. And I thought, if it goes under 20, I'm going to buy it. And today was the day. Now, there's a mass dilution thing. You know, the company made an announcement. They're going to be like totally diluting shares. So be careful. But I'm just doing a short-term swing. So if it recovers up to $20, I'm selling, and I'm just taking the profit. So just taking the profit. It's just short-term swing trading I'm doing here. And so GameStop was the one that I purchased today. I sold Robinhood today. Where's Robinhood? Robinhood recently viewed here. Robinhood right there. So yes, my average price was at 87. I sold here above 91. It actually touched 92 for a little bit and then came down. Now it's in the 90s. So again, that's just a swing trade right there. That's about $1,200 on Robinhood over 2 days of trading. So again, that's what I'm doing with swing trading here. I'm not going all in long-term on stock market because, again, as we look at where stocks are, the S&P 500 is back up almost to all-time highs. The NASDAQ is also moving up almost to all-time highs again. And so I'm not going all big into stocks that are at near all-time highs because crypto is so low. I think I'm just going to follow my plan, and I'm just buying a crap ton of crypto, and we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of years into the next bull market in crypto. Now, there's a lot of questions about crypto, and is crypto indeed going to have another bull market? Because there's a lot of fears right now because of self-custody. and what happened with Cold Card. And I mean, for retail people just getting into crypto, you don't get it, right? You don't understand. Like, how could a self-custodial wallet get hacked? Why is all my Bitcoin gone, right? I get that. That's tough. And we've talked about it on this channel a number of times. And we'll talk about it again here in just a little bit. And we will get into more about self-custody. So, yeah, so let's get into the news of the day. We start with why Bitcoin went down overnight into this morning. So what's going on there? And then what caused it to go up? So going down, on the downside, it was Michael Saylor. And see, this is what I get. So you guys know who Michael Saylor is. Does everybody know who Michael Saylor is by now? I hope you do. But he is the CEO of it used to be called MicroStrategy. It's now called Strategy B. There's the MicroStrategy stock still, MSTR. And then there's this stretch stock, which is preferred stock that's supposed to have a $100 peg. It got depegged. And so in order to fund the dividends that need to be paid out, are they still doing once a month or is it twice a month now? I don't know. But they're selling Bitcoin. They have been buying Bitcoin since 2020, never sold any. And this year, they made a little test sale and then they made 2 big sales. And the one they did that they announced early this morning, so it was from last week, was 1,637 Bitcoin. 1,637 Bitcoin. And that is to fund strategy, STRC strategy. And if we look at strategy, well, that's MicroStrategy at $94. We look at strategy, STRC, it's up to $92 now. So strategy, STRC, which was up here close to 100 and then depegged, not really a true peg, but it's more like a target, came all the way down into the 70s. And this was all the fear late June about MicroStrategy and this, I don't know. It's a whirlpool down. Peter Schiff was all over it. But it's coming back up. And now it's at $92. So if you bought STRC stock down here in the 70s and it's down in the 90s, you've gained not only on the price of the stock, but you're getting those nice dividends too. So that's awesome. Great. I didn't think it'd be up this high this soon, but by Michael Saylor selling Bitcoin from the MicroStrategy, the MicroStrategy stash, he's committing to funding this thing. So then the price goes up. And as the price goes up, that means more people are buying this thing, more dividends to be given out, which means there's probably going to be more Bitcoin selling. So, yeah. So it's kind of a weird thing. And why did he do? Maybe for this is kind of a long-term money-making thing for Strategy B company overall, to give it a better foundation that's not going to rely on the price of Bitcoin in order to make the company profitable, right? Because this thing will be able to weather both the bull markets and the bear markets. And you can still make money as a company. You can still make money. People buying your stock, all of that. But what does that say about Michael Saylor? And that's the thing I'm like, well, So Michael Saylor posts today, when I say never sell your Bitcoin, because he has said that, and we've talked about this before. When I say never sell your Bitcoin, I speak as one saver to another. I have never sold mine, not one Satoshi. So this is what Michael Saylor says. He has a personal stash of Bitcoin that's not the same as the Bitcoin that's held by the Strategy B company, formerly known as MicroStrategy. Strategy is a public company, not my wallet. Since 2020, it has disclosed, well, he says that the company has disclosed that it may buy or sell Bitcoin to manage capital. Well, he never said that before. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. He never said that MicroStrategy was going to sell Bitcoin in order to manage capital. It was never there. He never said it. But now, because he's got the stretch thing, he's having to sell MicroStrategy's Bitcoin. So, throws a little FUD, throws a little fear in the market, Bitcoin price goes down. But then you get these guys, Bitcoin argument. We know every Bitcoiner with 2 functioning brain cells understands this. No. Conviction always gets tested before it gets rewarded. The distinction is real. His own coins and the companies are different pots. Oh, we had a classic misunderstanding. Thanks for clarifying. These are all the Bitcoin maxis down here. They're all kissing the toes of Michael Saylor. And I'm like, no. This is not correct. Not correct at all. Michael Saylor would have been better off if he just hadn't invented the stretch thing in the first place. In my opinion, he was like a god to the Bitcoin world. And now there's a lot of people like me out there, not these guys, but a lot of other people out there that are like, yeah, this Michael Saylor guy, not so great. Not so great. So that's what's going on there. Then we had Bitcoin's price go up. We had a little run on Bitcoin because, Trump comes out and says he's not going to bomb Iran again. And so oil prices come down, right? Things like Bitcoin go up, on again, off again, on again, off again. It's like, ugh. And then since then, Bitcoin has just kind of been going sideways. So we had all of that going on. And that was today. So the cold card hack hit back here. And that was this price decline, where Bitcoin went from 65K all the way down to 62K. That was the cold card hack, was that. So we'll talk about that for a minute, right? Cold card. The losses are now over $114 million. Today's day 4. So it's a fourth attack wave. And this is draining Bitcoin out of these cold card devices, of which I think only one person on Tom Crown's channel had or admitted they had one of these things. And even Tom probably thinks maybe it wasn't. And I don't think anybody here had one of these things. But back in like 2020, this was the thing, was for Bitcoin maxis, was, generate a seed phrase. You buy one of these things, you generate a seed phrase, and you move your Bitcoin onto this thing. Self-custody. Well, it turns out the randomness of the generated seed phrase wasn't so random after all. And from what I can tell, the hack began with someone figuring out that there was there was a way to figure it out through the code what the seed phrases are for these wallets. Probably AI was used to figure this out. Nobody can prove that, but I'm guessing there was some AI involved. The hackers that are out there are getting smarter, and they're probably using AI. So this puts a lot of vulnerability into crypto when you see something like this. Now, people say, well, you shouldn't have just gone and done the basic like seed phrase. You should have like made your own and used dice to randomly choose like which. That's just like the whole dice thing is just like out there. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to be rolling dice to create a seed phrase. It just makes it all just more hokey, like the whole crypto thing. So no wonder people just aren't getting the crypto thing, because you got to jump through all these hoops just to keep your crypto safe. It's like, ugh. So there's that. There's that going on. So there's 5,200 Bitcoin addresses that have been hacked. That's a lot. I mean, that's quite a bit. I mean, they gotta be using AI to do this, is my guess. Over 5,000 Bitcoin addresses have been hacked. It's like, that's pretty bad. So, and then you get guys like Jim Cramer come out and say, well, he's announcing he's going to sell all of his Bitcoin because he's citing quantum computing risks. And obviously, this is not quantum computing, because there's no such thing as a quantum computer yet, nor will there be for many years. But this is a signal we're getting from AI that these things are at risk, because the AI can do this cold card hack. Well, as the AI gets more sophisticated, as computers get more sophisticated up into the quantum level, then the hacking can get even more severe. And that's just the way it is. So, yeah, Ryan, exactly. If Cramer's saying sell, then it's probably time to buy, the anti-Cramer. Exactly. Just buy the crappy crypto. No one wants to steal it. Well, and that could be very well too, right? It's just like, I mean, we can take a step back. We can listen to like Lord Cowan, Ben Cowan, saying we're still so early in this whole crypto space. We're early in digital assets. These are the growing pains that something like this has to go through and all of that. But in the end, it's your money and it's my money, and we're putting our money, we're investing it into this thing. Many of us doing it because we want to get away from the banks. Many of us because we got dreams of making a lot of money. Like, that's out there. That's a thing. I get it, right? Mine's a little bit of both. I've got one foot in each camp. But I shouldn't have to be rolling dice. I shouldn't have to roll dice. So I'll get into my thoughts about where to keep your crypto. Where to keep your crypto. Get the AI to create a more secure wallet. Exactly, right? If you use AI to hack it, then AI can create a better wallet, right? Are blockchains at risk? That's a good question, Compo. There are some who say that those with quantum computers will win all of the proof of work rewards going forward because they'll be so much better than any other mining rig. So it'll be a battle of the quantum. Whoever gets their paws on a quantum first are the ones that are going to win all the block rewards for proof of work cryptocurrencies. So that's a thing that's out there. Yeah. Going to make my seed phrase on my next D&D session. Oh, one of those 18-sided die or something, right? Crypto is so much fun. Everyone wants the dip until the dip actually shows up. Yeah. All right. So we'll get into my whole take on Dogecoin self-custody in just a little bit. But this is what's out there, right? I can't keep my Bitcoin on centralized exchanges because they might go bankrupt or they might freeze my withdrawals. Right? We've seen that. I can't keep my Bitcoin in hot software wallets. Right? Your laptop might get hacked or your phone might get hacked. So hot wallets, not good. I can't keep my Bitcoin in a cold hardware wallet because there could be a bug on the manufacturer's side that exposes my seed phrase. Cold card, what's happening now, right? I can't deploy my Bitcoin in DeFi because there's like a new 8-figure hack every month in DeFi. So it's not safe there either. So where am I supposed to keep my Bitcoin? And I also ask the same question. Where am I supposed to keep my Dogecoin? Where do you keep your Dogecoin? So I say, maybe you do a little bit of all of this. You do a little bit of all of this. Again, we're early in the crypto space. The hackers are out there and they're getting smarter. They're getting better. They want to get their grubby little paws on your crypto. The worst thing to do is to get something like a cold card device and put all of your Bitcoin on it in one place. It's like, no. Spread it out. Exactly, Jason. Spread it out. Yep. Spread it out. So I have a ledger and I keep some of my Dogecoin on a ledger. The only problem that Ledger has had, and I can verify 2 problems. One, many years ago, their email list of people who bought Ledger devices, the email list somehow got obtained by hackers. Now, that email list was just a list of emails. There was no seed phrases. There was no nothing like that. With that email list, they could not access anybody's crypto. No crypto was stolen because of an email list. Now, those hackers who got the email list sent out a crap ton of emails, which to me are very suspicious looking, but they were trying to get your seed phrase. And the emails are phishing emails that say something like, you either need to re-register your seed phrase, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And they're doing everything they can to try and get your seed phrase. You never, ever, 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 ever send anybody your seed phrase. Jason's correct too. You never click the link because there's usually a link there, or there's a file that's attached to the email, right? Which is some receipt or something that they'll refer to for you to click on to download a file, and guess what's on the file? You know, it's a Trojan horse. Right? It's something that's going to come in and embed itself into your computer. You don't do that. You just delete it. Delete. I delete so much crap that comes in my email all the time. So Microsoft tech support called. Yeah, they want my Dogecoin. Yep. Right. So the second thing on the ledger is Ledger Live. I do not trade on Ledger Live. I do not buy. I do not sell. I don't do that on Ledger Live. The only thing I use Ledger Live for is when I plug the device in to transfer on or transfer off. And the only transfer off I've done was a test transfer. That's it. From when I got this. Now, this wasn't my original Dogecoin. That was all on Robinhood. This was later on. Once I got this thing, I put some Doge on here. So I got this. So I just use this as a storage device, and that's it. And it's not even, I don't even plug this into my normal computer that I use. It's a secondary computer. But it needs to be live. It needs to be attached to the internet in order to do the transfer. So there's that. And again, this is not a storage device for crypto. Hardware wallets do not contain crypto. It's not even a wallet. And even Ledger has rechanged. They've changed the name of what these are. These aren't really hardware wallets anymore. They're signers, because that's really what you're doing, is you're signing a transaction through this thing. That's really all it is. Because all the actual coins, all the crypto, it's on the blockchain, right? It's a digital hash that's on a blockchain. No coins actually move when you have a hardware wallet, okay? So we got that. So I got some here. Now I also have an Exodus wallet, which is a hot wallet, but I treat it as a cold wallet, again, on a separate computer. And I really use that for staking. So my Solana is there. So I don't want to be staking on my Ledger, because then you got to be using Ledger Live. And I don't want that for this. So I do that. And I have Dogecoin on there too. So that's Exodus. That's what I use. There's a bunch of them out there, but that's the one I use. Then we've got exchanges like crypto.com, like Coinbase, like Robinhood. These are these three exchanges right here. I'm in the United States. I trust these three exchanges. Out of the three of them, the one that I would probably trust the least would be crypto.com. But Robinhood, Coinbase, publicly traded companies. It's not an FTX thing, right? It's not a BlockFi or a Voyager or a Celsius or anything like that. These are United States publicly traded companies. When you buy on Robinhood, you can keep your crypto there, and 99% you're good. You're good. Same with Coinbase. 99.9% you're good. And if something happens, they'll probably make you okay. Just like Binance. Ryan says, I trust Binance, right? CZ has always been like, your funds are safe here, right? Now, if all you're doing is investing and you don't care about self-custody of crypto and getting away from the banks and all that, you just want to buy crypto low, sell it high, and make money, there's no reason to really transfer crypto off an exchange. There's no reason to do it. If you're on one of these publicly traded companies, Again, they're not your coins. Robinhood has the coins. Coinbase has the coins. It's not like your coins are really being used to short Dogecoin. It really doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. They've got so many coins. You can see their wallets just filled with coins. Technically, your coins, they're not your coins. Coinbase, Binance, Robinhood, they own a crap ton of crypto. They're going to do what they do, regardless of what you do. So, again, this is my opinion. But I hold Dogecoin on crypto.com. I hold Dogecoin on Robinhood. I hold Dogecoin on Coinbase. I have all of those. Now we can talk about DeFi platforms also, like Uniswap. I do not hold any Dogecoin on Uniswap. I have Pepe. I have Dual. Those are the two that I have there. But the point is, I don't have all my crypto in one place. Again, we are early. We don't know where hacks can come from. You don't want to lose all your crypto. So that's what I'm doing. Now, if all your, like Matt was here before on a previous stream, and he said, look, I'm just buying on Robinhood. I'm good with it just being on Robinhood. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that until you get to the point where you don't like the banks. And if you don't like the banks, then you probably don't like Robinhood, because Robinhood is acting more and more like a bank. Because a few months ago, I said Robinhood is getting more and more like a bank because they were doing like mortgage lending. And Vlad actually responded to me and said, no, we are not a bank. We're a fintech app, right? Not a bank. But God, they're getting pretty close. They're getting pretty close to being a bank. I know, right? Vlad says they're not a bank, but they're pretty close. They're pretty close. I'm getting interest on my money that I have there. It's like, but the point is here, Bitcoin on centralized exchanges, Bitcoin in hot software wallet, Bitcoin in cold hardware wallet, Bitcoin in a DeFi platform thing. I use them all. I do not have all my crypto in one place. And so far, knocking on wood, I'm doing okay. That I can only say what I'm doing. I can't convince you to do anything. That's your responsibility and what you're going to do and how you're going to hold your crypto. If you want to hold it on Coinbase and that's it, and you just want to use Coinbase and nothing else, you buy it on Coinbase, you just hold it there. All I suggest is do whatever you can to increase your security, two-factor authentication, do fingerprints, use your eye, whatever it takes to be as safe as you can be. And I know it's so easy on your phone, right? To just hit the Coinbase app and you're in without having to type a PIN number in or anything. It's just so easy. Well, that's the problem. You don't want it to be easy. It shouldn't be easy. Just like your bank with your cash in it. You wouldn't do that. So why should you do that with crypto? Oh, I want to be sure I can get in and make a trade real fast. That's not the right thinking. You got to think the hackers are out to get you. They're going to do whatever they can to get you. So you have to have security in place. Three-factor authentication. Like if that was a thing, I would do that too. So that's my take. That's my take. What else is going on? Clarity Act. Do you guys yet understand? Clarity Act is not going to be passed, as I've been saying for quite a while. Clarity Act. Again, it's politics. Elizabeth Warren and her anti-crypto army are still out there. Exactly. Oh, no, it's not passing. And that's what I've been saying as well. Politics take over. And even if it did pass, it wouldn't cause the whole crypto market to all of a sudden go to the moon. It's not happening. Not happening. So, Clarity Act. Everyone says this is the week, and it's just not even scheduled to go onto the floor and get voted on. It's just not even scheduled for the Senate. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. Oh no likes to be in the chat, the told you crap and all that. I get it. Good for Oh no. And he still thinks 3 to 5 cent Doge. Great. Awesome. But Mark is right. It's like, oh no, you should just start your own channel, right? Because this isn't your channel. This isn't your channel. You can start your own channel and you can talk about your 3 cent Dogecoin. Like a lot of other people talking about 3 cent Dogecoin. It's not happening, dude. It's like, God. Whatever, oh no. And then what happens if it doesn't go to 3 cents? Are you going to say, Kriss, you were right? Are you going to say that? Kriss, you were right. I was wrong. Are you going to say that? Waiting for lower with all the hacks and rug pulls. We have more time till October 2. Yes, we do. We booming? Yes. We're always booming, crypto dogs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, but you're 100% confident. Okay. Well, with you, you're 100%. Are you putting your money behind that? So you haven't bought any Dogecoin. This whole bear market, you haven't bought any Dogecoin because you're waiting for 3 cents. Okay. Well, you may not have any Dogecoin for the next bull market. So, yeah. All right. Moving on. Bitcoin reclaimed 64K. ETH reclaimed 1850. $95 million in shorts got liquidated. Of course, I've got the pinger on, and we have, $80 million in Bitcoin, $63 million in ETH, and a whole bunch of others all getting wrecked as we saw prices going up. Took out a ton of leverage traders. So that happened today. But where are we going to go from here? Again, since the drop into June, Bitcoin has kind of been chopping sideways. Now, you can call this a relief rally and this a relief rally like I did, and we broke out of that upward relief rally. But overall, it's still, from 57 to 67 is the range that Bitcoin has traded in now for the months of June and July. And now we're going into August. And I think we're going to be here for a while. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Meanwhile, we just Doge. We love Doge here. We talk a lot about Dogecoin here because, again, in my opinion, in Kriss Pax's opinion, Dogecoin got crushed in the bear market. There's no doubt about it. Again, we can look at the Dogecoin, Bitcoin, the Doge BTC trading pair, and we can zoom out and we can see that versus Bitcoin, Dogecoin hasn't done well. But this was predicted, again, by Kriss. Kriss predicted we would have this kind of move in Doge versus Bitcoin. In the bear market, Bitcoin is a better store of value than Dogecoin. But what did Kriss do? Kriss sold almost all of his Dogecoin way back here. Is what Kriss did. Kriss wasn't holding all of his Dogecoin all the way down. Doge versus Bitcoin. No, I said I was going to be buying as soon as we got to this level, which was 12. Well, guess what? Yeah, I bought a little, but I bought a crap ton more since then down here at 11. My target was 12. But now I'm buying at 11. 11. Doge versus Bitcoin. It's at 11 now, even better. So when Dogecoin gets around up here to 24, now I can swap that same amount of Dogecoin, not for 2 Bitcoin, but 2 plus. Like 2.1, 2.2 Bitcoin is what I'm going to get now. Because I'm buying down here at 11. But this was all predicted. Again, this shouldn't surprise you. So if you are complaining about the price of Dogecoin, don't come crying to me, because you're not going to get any sympathy from me, because this was all predicted. The question is more, what are you going to do about it? Oh no, is going to be buying at 3 cents. He's going to wait. He's going to wait. He's going to wait. To at least under 4.5 cents. Awesome. Okay. You do you. Me, I told you, I'm going to buy some in June. I'm going to buy some in July. I'm going to buy some in August. I'm going to buy some in September. And so far, Kriss is doing pretty well. Of all the Dogecoin that I bought, my average is 69 now. 69. Because I only bought 200,000 up at 8. But I bought 800,000, 800,000 down at 6.9, 6.8. So that's 1 million Dogecoin I have bought in the past just a little over 2 months. 1 million Dogecoin. And I'm going to buy 1 million more. Is it going to be a lower price? I don't know. But I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting to find out. What if crypto starts going back up and I didn't buy? Because I'm like, oh no, and I'm waiting for 3 cents or at least 4.5. Right? And I'm waiting for 4 cent Doge. But what if it doesn't come, dude? What if it doesn't come? Then I've got no Dogecoin. If the price starts going back up, this is why you dollar cost average, you DCA, you're never going to get the exact bottom. It's just not going to happen. So you can say all you want. How's it going to play out? You don't know. So I buy on these dips. I add to my stash. All right. So we have that. We got the Doge. Oh, the other place that I do have Dogecoin in another software wallet is called MyDoge. And it's only Dogecoin that this thing holds. MyDoge. It's a MyDoge wallet. This is the wallet that I use to receive and send money, Doge, for giveaways, for other things. It all goes through MyDoge. It's a great little wallet. Again, right? 2-factor authentication. But my wallet address is out there. It's in the link below. My wallet address is shown in the description of all my videos and all my live streams, because it's the address I use for all of the giveaways on this channel. And I have no worries about the safety and security of my Dogecoin in this thing. No worries. Now, I trust that the guys who made the MyDoge wallet used cryptography, tried and true cryptography in order to generate the seed phrases. But it's a risk, just like cold card for Bitcoin was a risk. There's a risk there. Do I have all of my Dogecoin sitting in the MyDoge wallet? Nope, I don't. But I got a little bit. So again, diversify your crypto, unless you just have it all sitting like in a Robinhood or a Coinbase and you don't care about anti-banks. You're not going to be sending people crypto. You're not, right? You can do that. You can do it. That's just what I said, low roller. That's just what I said. And that's with anything. Don't put all your crypto anywhere. Don't put all your Dogecoin anywhere in one thing. Again, unless you're just buying on Coinbase or Robinhood and you're just going to keep it there. You don't own it. It's not yours, right? It's the exchanges. You're just buying the price and then you're going to sell the price and you're going to make a profit, hopefully. Because you do it right this time. You're going to hang out here with Kriss. You're going to hang out with me, right? And we're going to have good times. Good times coming. So what do we do now? This is when we make money. Again, this is when we make money. You make money in the bear market by accumulating and buying at low prices. Is it risky? Yes, but everything in life is a risk. It's all risky. Remember, it's all risky. But once Doge is going back to 9 cents and 10 cents and you start buying in, then you're getting less Dogecoin. It's all about coin count. You do the best you can to try and get as many coins as you can. So, yeah. Why would you, why would you say that? Your message retracted, but why would you even say something like the MyDoge code is hackable? Why would you even say that? That's dumb. Now you're becoming even more of an idiot when you say stuff like that because you don't know. Why would you even type that? Jeez. Dude, you're just not going to make it. Not going to make it. But here's Doge over 7 cents. It's 7.05. I'm in profit on my Dogecoin. I bought down here and now the price is up there. Yeah. You're in on checkmate at 2. Yeah, my checkmate average is 2.3, 2.3 or something like that. And I wait. Patience. Patience. Checkmate, spell, waiting. Not going to make it. I agree, Ryan. There are 3 fully open source ad-free wallets that support Dogecoin for Android and iOS. You can ask AI, find out yourself. Encryption, multi-address, coin control, fee control, and all that. Sure, you can try that if you want. The whole fully open source thing, is it better than anything else? I don't know. I like my MyDoge wallet. It works for Dogecoin. It works for Dogecoin. Time in the market, dump on the dips, hold if there's a dip jump. Yeah. MyDoge is easy to use, but again, it's all about safety and security. I mean, have at least a PIN code, right? that's different than your other PIN codes. Something, just something. So if somebody hacks into your phone somehow, does a SIM swap or something, they can't just open all your apps. You got to at least do that. So one huge leg down soon. Maybe, Jose. Maybe. I'll be ready to buy more. I told you guys at the beginning of the summer what my plan was. I'm doing pretty well. MyDoge is cool. It is. It is. Now, their Doge OS is going to come out, and they're going to update the MyDoge app to the next version, which is going to have a lot more of interoperability with other stuff in it. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm like, Doge OS, keep Doge OS, but I've already seen a preview of what the new MyDoge app is going to look like, and it's going to have a lot of other stuff in it. As long as somebody can't hack my Doge, I'm good. I'm good. I need my MyDoge. Buy a new phone only for Doge. That's a good way to do it. Again, you got another monthly fee to pay. Maybe you can find a deal, right? And at least get free phone service for a year or something. There's some deals out there like that. Yeah, what happened, bull market? What happened with your 65 Doge? How did you lose it? How did you lose it? You're making a pump fund token called NGMI. I'm sure there's already 10 of them out there. Just like these Kate coins. It's a Kate coin on BNB versus Kate coin on Sol. Now the Sol one is rugging because they didn't have the IP. The Kate coin over on BNB is pumping now because they got the IP. It's just like, I don't do any of that stuff. I'm good. Slow and steady. Buy on the dips. I'll see you in a couple of years and I'll make $1 million. And I'm not worrying about it. I'm not worrying about it. Is there a risk? Sure. It's crypto. We're still early. There are some who are now saying Bitcoin's never going to go back up to 100K even because of all the risk of quantum and hacking and all of that. Bitcoin's never going to make it. I don't know what to say to that other than we'll see. Let's see what happens. Because we don't know. Nobody knows. Someone thinks Dogecoin is going below 4 cents. It's going to be in the 3s. Do you know that? No, you don't. All I know is the price right now for one Dogecoin is 0.7049. That's all I know. And I know what Dogecoin has traded for in the past, right? Because it's all on the charts. Where it's going to go from here, I got no idea. Nobody knows. I've got some hunches. I've seen this trading for 5 years. I've been tracking Dogecoin trading. So I got a pretty good idea what it does, which is where my predictions come from. And we'll have more of these dips because that's what happens with crypto. Some FUD comes out, some black swan event, negative news, and crypto dips. It happens all the time. So that I know. When that's going to happen and how low it's going to dip again, that I don't know. I just set a limit order. And if it happens in the middle of the night, I still fill my order. It fills. Now, I happen to have the charts up most of the day, and I happen to be near the charts most of the day. But on Saturday, when this filled, I was at Disney Springs. That was just like, I wasn't even like, I didn't even have my app open. I wasn't watching crypto. We were at Disney Springs enjoying the day, and I got a notification, and I was like, huh, my Dogecoin order just filled. All right. That was it. That's how it happened. You know what's really good at Disney Springs? Gideon's cookies. It's the best cookie I've ever had. It's loaded. There's so much sugar in these things. The chocolate chip. There's so many chocolate chips on top of the chocolate chip cookie that you can't even see the cookie. It's just covered. But it was good. You got to wait in line to get a cookie. But it was so good. But that was my Saturday. It was like I was doing that. Set a limit order, and you live with it. It is what it is. So shouldn't all the I know charters all be millionaires if charts were always right? Exactly. And they wouldn't have to do charts anymore because they'd be multimillionaires if everything they charted came true. If they actually bet what they charted. I mean, bought what they charted. But they don't. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The trader category into the world, the Alis, right, will just continue to post their stupid charts because they're making money off their charts. As a paid content creator, right? They're making money. So they don't care if they're right or wrong. They're not millionaires. I know that. Bitcoin 2030, $3 million. Well, I will have 2.2 Bitcoin or something like that. So we'll see. I sold my Pokemon and sports cards in a card show. You sold everything, low roller? Did you sell everything? Wow. Eric, still standing? That was an Elton John song. I'm still standing. Yeah. Well done, low roller. I hope you profited. Did you say hi to Mickey? We were at Disney Springs. We didn't go to Disney World. We went over to Disney Springs, which is, it's all the shops and the restaurants and all that stuff. So they don't have the Disney characters there. Well, I mean, you go into the big Disney store and you see them all in little figurines and T-shirts and whatever. Right? But not the. They don't have the characters walking around Disney Springs. But that's where we went for the day on Saturday. It was fun. We had a good time. Yeah, the whole thing about $11 million for a Ohtani baseball card. I mean, they paid a ton to have that card in the first place. It's not like, that's what I think. Set limit orders, ladder them down. Exactly, Eric. Exactly. I kind of do mine one at a time. But laddering is a good idea. Ben Cowan says October is the bottom because of the calendar. And that's how Bitcoin has traded in previous cycles. So that's why he says that. There's no news or no real reason other than the calendar says October. I'm not waiting for October to buy all of my Doge and the other cryptos I'm going to buy. I will have them all bought by, let's say, the second week of September. I'm going to be tapped out. That's my plan. If it goes lower in October, I will applaud Lord Cowan and I'll say, awesome. But is he actually buying it that way as well? Like he hasn't bought anything and he's waiting for October? I don't think so. I don't think so. Cold card. My cold card got hacked after I offloaded. I left $100 on there and now it's gone. Wow. So yeah, they're going to every address. It's got to be AI. We talked about this earlier. If you didn't come in when we did the whole cold card discussion, I think it's got to be AI. There's no way that they could have done 5,000 Bitcoin addresses without the help of AI. There's no way they could have hacked into 5,000 Bitcoin averages in 4 days. There's no way. So it had to be a Claude bot or something, I think. This is some agent bot AI thing. That's what I think. It had to have been something like that. So, yeah. I'm just checking, seeing what else going on in the some stocks I was following. House of Doge, 68 cents after market. See if anything's moving. Zone up and down. Palantir is making a big move after market, up to 139. They must have had earnings. Yeah, that's about all I see. I sold my 2 Bitcoin for Dogecoin. Now I'm doing really bad. Why would you do that? Well, it depends on when you did it. Again, if you look at the Doge Bitcoin trading pair, again, it doesn't matter what the price is. You're just doing a trading pair of Doge versus Bitcoin. So if you swapped your Bitcoin for Doge, doesn't matter what the Dogecoin price was. But if you did the swap down here at like 11, 0.0000011 Dogecoin per 1 Bitcoin, right? If you did that, or I'm sorry, 0.00011 Bitcoin is 1 Doge. If you did that and you're down a little now, so what? Doesn't matter, right? Because you're just comparing it with Bitcoin. And it's still the same. And when we get into the bull market, Dogecoin is going to outperform Bitcoin. And you're going to make that back. Downtown Disney. It was called that for a little while. Downtown Disney. And then they changed the name to Disney Springs. Fun place. We had a great time. Got out of there right before the rain came. Hey, DB. Oh, you missed it all. I was on a roll. You'll have to scroll back and listen to it after. Gave my whole rant about Michael Saylor. Gave my whole rant on cold storage devices, Bitcoin maxis, like all of that. Oh, yeah. How many times am I planning on buying Doge? Well, I already did my first August purchase. We'll just see when the next dip is. You know, if the support line continues to go lower following this line right here, again, this is a wedge that I created here. Solid resistance is 7.1 cents, but downward sloping support. The next dip would be down here at like 675. I'll buy more. I'm not buying above 7 cents. How many times I'm going to buy? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to buy throughout August and September on the dips. That's my plan. But how many times? I don't know. But by middle of September, I'm planning on being topped up. To the moon. Other than cycles, any other catalysts? For Dogecoin, some people have to talk about this Doge 1 mission. I went back and forth with AI about it, and AI is quoting the same crap that you guys look at, that thinks that this fall there's going to be some Doge 1 mission. It's not happening. Not happening. There's no Doge 1 mission this fall, people. There's no Doge 1 mission. There's no Doge. No. Crypto catalysts. It's really just going to be the slow grind of over the next year of institutions buying more up once we get through the bear market. Hopefully we flush out all the hackers, all the negative news, and things start looking positive again. Hopefully. And then we'll get the catalysts. They'll hit. Elon will do something. He'll accept Dogecoin again for payment for something. It'll come. I'm not a bear. I just know the market. And the market at this time is your buying. Exactly. This is accumulating. We've been talking about this for months, and here we are. Some people like, oh no, want to wait until it hits 3 cents. I'm not waiting for 3 cents. It would be nice if they got prosecuted. You know, there's a lot of people following the coins, the so-called coins. The coins don't really move. The pointing, right? This Bitcoin, this wallet to that wallet to the other wallet, right? That stuff. People are tracing it. They're following it where it's going. So FBI will probably be involved. So we'll see how that comes out. Hey, Josh, you sold some real estate. I should be a $500,000 Dogecoin millionaire. I don't know what Ben Cowan said about Bitcoins and altcoins. And he's not an altcoin guy. He might have some ETH, but he's not buying altcoins. It could be an insider from Cold Card. Again, there's a lot of theories out there. I think it's, I don't think it's I think it's someone who used an AI, a hacker. I don't know. I have the Ledger Nano S Plus. Still trusting the Ledger. Eric, yep, I'm trusting mine. And, you know, I don't do anything with this thing. In fact, I haven't even plugged this thing in probably 2 years. I haven't even plugged it in. Why? Why should I? Just asking for trouble. I wait. You never like to miss me on a roll. I was on a roll earlier. Whole Michael Saylor thing. God, that guy. What's my Dogecoin purchase average? My overall purchase average now of all the Dogecoin I hold, because, you know, I sold 2024 and 2025. So, but I saved some of that Dogecoin. I didn't sell everything. And because I hold Dogecoin in like 7 different places, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I know on Robinhood, I have over 800,000 Dogecoin, and my average is 6.9 cents. 0.69 is my average for that 816,000 Dogecoin. It's 069. Over on Coinbase, my average is in the 8s because that's where I made the June purchase, was over on Coinbase. So that's in the 8s. But the Ledger, the Exodus, I don't exactly remember. I've got it on spreadsheets. I'd have to go do the math on it. I don't know. Have to listen to the banger beginning of the stream. Banger morning videos too. Indeed. You're welcome. The bear market. Will this ever be over? My worst is to handle what you can do. Dude, you really have to change your mindset. You are like one of the most negative people. You are truly one of the most negative people that I've ever seen in the chat. Everything is, the world is ending, and it's not. The world is not ending, dude. It's really not. Don't be so negative. You're not going to make it, dude. I don't know how, I don't know how much more I can say to help you, but you really have to change your mindset. I talked about Michael Saylor before. It's strategy. It's not Michael Saylor. He didn't sell any of his personal Bitcoin. I covered all this like an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. All right, low roller, you need to be more exact when you make a chat like this. He didn't sell any more of his Bitcoin. All right. If Elon goes bankrupt, Elon's not going bankrupt. Let's hope there's no black swan event. Yeah, I hope so too. You think 6.3, 6.4, maybe? How long will you wait for Dogecoin to go up before and close the channel? Why would I close the channel, dude? Oh, man. I had some money set aside for when I get X money, but got impatient and bought Doge with most of it. I have X money right here. X money. I got money. They gave me $15. So I have some. How's SpaceX looking? Let's take a look. SpaceX recovered a little bit today. It went up about 5%. So we got a green candle for the day. It did hit its all-time low. 104. I guess that was on, was that this morning? Yeah. But then it went up. But it's still overall negative, bear, post-IPO, like, I wouldn't buy any of this. I'm not buying any of this. In my opinion, I'm not buying any of this. I'm waiting for at least to go below 100, which I think it will later this month. But I think it's still going to go lower through the fall. There's going to be so much selling pressure on this thing. This blue dashed line here, that is the IPO price, 135. And it's going to stay below it for a long time. So that's what I think about SpaceX. Getting time to sell the vet. Buy more Doge and Bitcoin. If you're not using them, that makes sense. If you're not using them, yeah, the politicians and greedy banks. For clarity, not passing. Yes, Rock Angel, exactly. Politics. Elizabeth Warren or anti-crypto army, all of that. And even though there's an ethics provision in there now, and it's purposely written to stop a president in the future from being able to profit off of digital assets, she still says Trump made a lot of money because it sells. So whatever she said, dead on arrival, right? The Clarity Act should be dead on arrival. It's not going to pass. They need 60 votes in the Senate. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get 60 votes. The black swan could be the Iran wars getting worse. Trump is just on and off and on and off and on and off, on again, off again, on again, off again. Oil price goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So you think there's a chance to hit mid to low sixes? Well, Lagavulin, I'll put it this way. I'm not waiting for that. I'm not waiting for it. Anything under this red line is in the sixes. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. So you're expecting good earnings on SpaceX? You know, Manuel, SpaceX does make a lot of money, but they spend a lot of money too. So I don't know how much of that is profit. They've never had to publicly say before. So this is the first time you're actually going to see their balance sheet. Because everything they do with Starship, they're not making any money on that. That's all money out. They have a lot of other government contracts with their Falcon program. They're making a lot of money there. X itself, probably not making much money. XAI, their whole AI business, is that making any money? I don't know. That's all rolled up into SpaceX. Starlink, yes. Yes, into tech. Starlink makes money. We'll see all of it when they post their balance sheet. We will see what's making money and what isn't. Why would I close my Dogecoin channel? It's passive income. I'm earning money while I'm sleeping. Exactly. Not a lot. It's not much. I do this more to focus myself on what I'm buying because that's where I make the real money. The real money is made by this. I didn't make millions of dollars on YouTube. I made millions of dollars on crypto. And the YouTube is what focused me. That's what it did. It focused me on making smarter purchases and holding until the right time to sell. Hype Industries, how are you? Hello, hello. Are we in a bubble? Javier, that's a great question. And there's more than one bubble too. There's the stock market bubble, right? The AI stock market bubble. You got the SanDisks and the Microns and Marvels and all those that are overpriced, right? Overbought. That could be a bubble, right? Tech bubble, just like the .com era. But you can also look at crypto and you can say, even now, is crypto a bubble? Is this the end of the tulip era, right, for crypto? And it's just going to keep going down from here. Maybe. That could happen. And all this buying here, it's just going to keep going down. And it's never going to go back up. There's some thought there. And some people believe that. So we don't know. It's risky. Tether collapsed by 2027 on Polymarket. Is that a there's a thing on that for Tether to collapse? Hey, people bet on anything, right? Prediction markets. It's gambling, it's betting. I wouldn't bet on Tether collapsing. No. I think 2027 is our recovery year, and I think Tether will be fine. So I would bet no on that. I continue to collect my diamonds, earn more crow. Yes, I do that. No touching SpaceX till everything is open from early buyers. True that. And I don't know how long it takes. Not only early buyers, but early receivers of SpaceX stock, right? Most got them for free. What's Elon going to do when his unlock? I doubt he's selling, but he could. Doge Maxi, how are you? Joined a couple minutes ago. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Can I elaborate on my plan to be topped out on Doge come mid-September? Sure, I can do that. And we can look at the Doge chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. Let's go back to 2022. Okay, we'll talk about 2024. We'll talk about 2023. I'll get back to those. Okay, this is a good question. I'll get back to those. But no, we're going to go back to 2022. So here's 2022. Here's the chart. 2022. Here's June, July, August, September. And it also goes into about the middle of October, right here. And then Dogecoin took off. So this whole area here is accumulation of Doge. That whole area is accumulation. Now, we have seen cycle after cycle is not always the same. And there is some front running that can happen, which is why I'm not waiting for October, and I'll follow up on that in a minute. But this was 2022. The actual bottom, the lowest Dogecoin price that was in the whole summer of 2022 was here. Was here. Vision Pulse Fat Boy, I'm going to put you in a timeout unless you get with the program, okay? If you get with the program, you can stick around. Otherwise, I'm just going to boot you. So you tell me. In fact, I've booted you before. I know I have, under a different name. In 2022, Dogecoin hit its cycle low in June, 4.95 cents in June, which is why I bought some in June. Because what if June 2026 was indeed the cycle low at 8.5 cents? Could have been. We didn't know that. We didn't know that it would go lower in July. No 100% certainty. So that's why I bought some in June. I'm also going to buy some in July, and I did. I'm also going to buy some in August, which I have so far. On Saturday, I bought some. And I'm going to buy some in September. Again, first week of September, we had a big dip in 2022. Could have that again. This is what the summer looked like back in 2022 for Dogecoin. Accumulation. We go to 2023. Look what 2023 looked like. Now we had a bit of a run in 2023, June and July. And then it fell back down August and September. I'm buying. And I was buying back then in 2023. Some of you were here. I know Ryan was here. Because we were buying Dogecoin at 5.75 cents. I'll do that again. 2024. Go back to the summer. And here we are, August, into the first week of September, right there. That was the gift. And I was live and I circled this and I said, guys, this is a gift to buy Dogecoin. And it was through the first week of September. And then Dogecoin started going up. That's where the thesis comes from, Mr. Doge Maxi. That's where the thesis comes from. It's how Dogecoin has traded the past 3 summers. There's no guarantee that October is going to be lower than September, even though Lord Cowan says it's going to be the bottom. We don't know that. We don't know that. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I'm buying. So that's my deal. I don't mind saying it again. That's where all of that came from. We don't know where the bottom of this market is going to be. So far, Saturday, we had our lowest price of Doge yet this cycle. That could be the bottom. We don't know that. We don't know if that was the bottom. But I will keep this big yellow circle here until something goes lower, if it does. And then I will make a new one. So you're just being dumb. You're not adding anything to the chat other than being a stupid contrarian. So SpaceX could prove to be a long-term opportunity, but I agree. We have plenty of time. Yes, we do. SpaceX could put a Doge on the face of a rocket. That would be awesome. I don't think Elon's going to do that. Yeah. Elon spent $800 million on his plane alone. He could have put the money into Dogecoin. Well, that's dumb. He's the CEO of these companies. He's going to spend company money to fly around. He's just going to do that. Again, the SEC is set to approve 401k providers to include Dogecoin. I'll have to look into that. Oh my God, handle with care. You are just so holes in the ozone layer, please. Do you unwrap your monthly crypto gift from Robinhood Gold? No, I don't. Am I missing out? My Robinhood Gold gift? I haven't been doing that. I remember someone showing me this before. Right now, my offers are get up to $2,000 to trade. When I invite a friend, 2.5% on retirement account transfers. Not interested. Not interested. I'm not going to be buying USD backed stable coins. I'm doing fine with, yeah. I don't see anything else. I'm Robinhood Gold. I don't see anything else. Elon won't sell. I don't know. He sold Tesla stock, Mark. There's nothing to stop him from not selling SpaceX stock too. He could. He could. I'm thinking we'll get a nice dip when rates are raised in September. Might wait till then to buy. Yep, that's probably the end of my buying would be then. Yep. Yeah, people said Doge would die in 2014. People said Doge would die many times. Dogecoin is still the 10th largest cryptocurrency. Just keeps going. It keeps going. How much Doge do I currently have? It's probably about 1.3 million. Somewhere around there. How much Doge I have? Buying DCA until it's back at the break point of my average. And again, it's when you have the money for that. So it was a gift, indeed. Charts are easy to read if you're buying the top. Not even close, dude. Yeah, 3 cents ain't happening. I just see more sideways action. Yep. I get it. There's always pumps, though. Is Doge going to have a big pump? Probably not. I think it'll at least have a little pump. But bloodbath. Oh, you guys. Bloodbath. Crash. Gritex. I know this is... I concentrate on Doge, but I talk about other things. You're looking at investing in Bitcoin. I already hold some Doge. Will we see 55K Bitcoin in September? So on Bitcoin, this was my chart. And my fib line for the bottom of the bear market was 57,500 right there. 57,500. That was the 1.618. And guess what we hit already on June 30th? 57,495. In my analysis, I say Bitcoin already bottomed. It did it on June 30th. I do not think now Bitcoin is going to go to 55 or 54K. I had previously said that I thought Bitcoin would go down to 54K. And you can find it on my old live streams. I've said that. But once this hit and I rechecked with the fib line, I'm like, that was the bottom for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is already bottomed. Again, just my opinion. Could be wrong. Lord Cowan thinks it's going to be October. We'll see who's right. If Lord Cowan is right, he's Lord. If Ben Cowan is not correct and Kriss is correct, it's Lord Pax, right? It'll be Lord Pax because I will be correct. Nobody else has said this but me. Nobody else has said this but me. And all 80 of you hear it right now, here. Personally, I'm not buying any Bitcoin right now. I want Bitcoin in my portfolio. I have a little bit. I've got some Bitcoin dust. I got 0.02 or 0.03 Bitcoin, something like that. I want 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1. And to do that, I'm buying Dogecoin. I'm buying 1 Bitcoin's worth of Dogecoin that I'm setting aside because the Doge versus Bitcoin trading pair is so low. And then when the Doge Bitcoin trading pair gets up to this blue line, this blue line, I will convert that Dogecoin over to Bitcoin, and I'll have 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1. That's how I'm doing it. I am not buying Bitcoin right now. I'm buying Dogecoin. And I'm going to flip that amount of Dogecoin over to 2.2 Bitcoin as soon as it hits this blue line. No matter what the price is. Doesn't matter what the price is. If Doge will be outperforming Bitcoin, Doge gets to this blue line, I'm swapping for 2.2 Bitcoin from here. That's like buying Bitcoin right now at $30,000 is what that is. That's what I'm doing. We'll see how it plays out. You never know. But I've been doing this a while. Just what I'm looking at. Me Lord told me to buy. All different types of bubbles. Pokemon's coming back down. Low Roller said he sold some Pokemon. Either way, I'm still thinking it's a good time to buy. And you think it can go at least up to 150 next bull run. That'd be awesome if it did. My 2.2 Bitcoin will be worth over $300,000 then. All purchased for the price of, how many Doge is that now? Doge at 7 cents versus 1 Bitcoin, $63,000. That's how you change $63,000 into $300,000. No way we've hit the bottom on Bitcoin. I don't agree. We'll see, Manuel. We will see. But some alts haven't bottomed. I think we have more pain on some alts. I do love me some Kriss, but I won't be calling you Lord Pax. Yeah, that would be a joke. Do you have Pepe? I have Pepe. I've got, what, 3 billion Pepe? I never remember that in the top of my head, how many Pepe I have. 2.36 billion Pepe. And I'll probably get some Pengu too. So, and I do that without selling, right? It's on Coinbase and I flip the Doge over to Bitcoin. There is a Doge BTC trading pair. And so you just pay the 1 fee of flipping the Doge for Bitcoin. 1 fee. Yep. Oh, Mark, you can dream, right? Easy girls, white powder, all of that. It's a nice dream. Could I explain the chart with the blue line? Sure, Gridex. This is the Doge Bitcoin trading pair. Right now, 1 Dogecoin is worth 0.000011 Bitcoin. Probably the most popular of these trading pairs is actually the ETH Bitcoin. So a lot of people reference this ETH Bitcoin chart because it's been in this downtrend for so long. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. Right, it's been in this big downtrend. And ETH versus Bitcoin broke out of that downtrend right there. So that's ETH versus Bitcoin. So you could have done the same trade here, down here at the bottom, and you could have bought ETH instead of Bitcoin if you wanted Bitcoin. And then you just wait until, like if you bought it at 2.5, then you wait until it goes up to 5. Well, 5 is off this chart even, which is why I do Dogecoin. Because Dogecoin, when it goes on a run, it goes on a run. And it completely outperforms Bitcoin. So we go to the Doge Bitcoin trading pair, and it was at this level, 24. Look at that, 3 hits here. May of 2025, July of 2025, September of 2025. 3 hits right there of this blue line. So I said, so that's where I came up with this idea that if Doge goes to this white circle, which was 12, and then it doubles to 24, that's just the trading pair. It's the value of Dogecoin versus Bitcoin. It will double in value versus Bitcoin at some point in time, like it has in the past. Now, it's gone even much higher before. This is November into early December 2024. Huge run. We know that. That was on the back of Elon with Trump and Doge and all that stuff, right? The big hype for Doge. I'm not gonna be greedy because I don't know if that's gonna happen again like that. I don't know. So I'm not going to be too greedy. So I'll just take the blue line right there. It's 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1. Not being greedy. So that's what I'm doing. And we'll see what happens. It's a good story to tell. That's for sure. It's definitely a good story to tell. And it proves out a theory that I have of another way you can make money in crypto. My yellow zone is still valid too. We'll see, Mizda. We will see. Smash the likes, everybody. Thank you, Manuel. What was my average Pepe buy? Is it 0.00029? So about where it is now. Yeah, it's at 294 now. So I'm about even right now on my Pepe. I'm about even. Again, bull market hasn't even started yet. Did it drop lower? Yes, it did. It went down to 2.5, 2.4, whatever that was. That's okay. I'm good. I didn't buy anymore. I've been buying Doge. Do I have SHIB? The only SHIB I have is the SHIB that's left in the Kriss DCA portfolio. I don't even remember how many SHIB that was. So I still have that, but I don't have any other. Everything else I had in SHIB I sold. Tashi I don't follow. So Ikes I don't follow. Creed is good. Some say that, Ryan. Creed is good. I'm like, eh. So at what price would someone swap Doge to Bitcoin and swap back? Again, I don't know what the prices are when I'm doing that. I'm just looking at the relationship between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Doesn't matter what the price is. It's just the relationship between the two. And I'm just swapping 1 Bitcoin's worth of Dogecoin back to 2 Bitcoin. Doesn't matter what the price is. Kronos. Hello, hello. Years from now, tell the young ones about the early start of crypto and being involved. It's going to be crazy. We are early. Now, is this a big tulip bubble that we're in? And crypto's just going to die off from here, and it was kind of like a thing for a little while, and that's it? Or is it going to continue to grow? We're going to weed out more of the crap and have real functioning digital assets that aren't stablecoins. Is that going to happen? It'd be great if it did. No guarantees. We don't know. We don't know. So, any other Q&A? Earlier, we talked about Michael Saylor and how Strategy sold 1,637 Bitcoin. And his whole thing about never sell your Bitcoin was meant for him personally, not his company, because his company just sold a crap ton of Bitcoin in order to fund Stretch. And so we went through the whole Stretch thing. This was my whole Michael Saylor rant and all the stupid Bitcoin maxis who are all kissing his feet. And I'm just like, God, these guys are sick. And then we talked about Cold Card and the Cold Card hack. We talked about, look at that, 5,200 Bitcoin addresses have now been hacked. Over 5,200, which leads me to believe that it was, they were using AI to help them. There's no way they physically did 5,200 addresses in 4 days. There's no way. So they must have had some Claude agent, something like doing this work for them. Again, my opinion, I got nothing to back it up. It just, that's a heck of a lot. So we covered that. We covered Jim Cramer. He's going to sell all his Bitcoin because of quantum. And then we went through the difference between centralized exchanges, hot software wallets, cold hardware wallets, and DeFi. So we covered all that. It's all earlier in the stream. If you're interested in hearing all the details about that, you can just scroll back. And we covered all of that. Talked about the MyDoge wallet. Again, this is a software wallet. It's on your phone. Just make sure that you have two-factor authentication on, or at least a PIN to get into the app. Don't just have it open on your phone. I know it's faster and easier to get in if you do that, but at least have a PIN that's separate from the PIN you use on your phone. At least have a PIN. So yeah, we covered all that, and we looked at the Bitcoin chart for a bit, ETH chart, and we've been since talking about Doge. That was our live stream today. It's pretty good. What's the maximum crypto someone should have in his portfolio? Again, Ikes or Miles, whatever you want to be called. I like probably Miles. Or is it Smiles? Ooh. It's going to be different for everybody. No two people are going to have the same maximum value. It depends on how much risk you want to take. It depends on your financial position. I'm willing to take a little more risk because I set myself up financially from last cycle. It was pretty risky last cycle what I did. Will that happen again this cycle? We don't know. I don't know if Dogecoin's going back to 42, 48 cents this cycle. I don't know that. Don't know if Bitcoin's going to go back to 125K. Don't know. So it's a risk. And how much are you willing to risk? Some people are willing to risk more than others. I have the feeling that a lot of money went over to stocks because money was being made in stocks instead of waiting out the crypto bear market. And when stocks start going down, I think a lot of that money is going to come back and crypto will be going up. That would be awesome. Again, just a theory. The heat map. We have not looked at the heat map. See what we got, Larry. On the heat map side. So Bitcoin took out a lot of shorts earlier. Look at all the new longs that came in that thought Bitcoin was going to keep going up. 70 million. Another 70 million. These are brand new leveraged longs. They're going to get taken out. They got a big target on it. This is in Bitcoin. So yeah, I could see Bitcoin going back down to 63K to at least wipe that out. 150 to 200 million dollars, like right there. I could see that. This stuff down here, maybe eventually we go to 62K. Yep. How does Dogecoins look? There weren't a lot of new that came in on Doge. Not a lot, comparatively. A lot more on Bitcoin than Doge. But even in the little Doge run today didn't really take out many shorts. The bigger shorts are up here above 7.2. And Doge can't even get above 7.1. So, do you have more than 10 coins? No, not this cycle. No, well, I do have the Kriss Pax portfolio, the one that we did for the channel that has about 10. Outside of that, I'm holding maybe 6. I might add 1 or 2 more, but that's it. I'm not going to have 27 like I had last cycle. Does SHIB have a chance of getting? I don't even look at SHIB anymore. So I don't know. I would say I doubt it. 6, 7 actually hit. I know. And I bought. And I bought. Now, I didn't get 6, 7 as a price. I got 6, 8 because I was buying that on Robinhood. So I needed 6, 7, 6, 7, or at least 6, 7, 7 in order to get my 6, 8, 4 Dogecoin. Because that's how Robinhood works. So that happened on Saturday. Crypto rule. Don't ever invest more than you're willing to lose. Again, it could all be one big tulip bubble and we're on the back side of it. And everything just keeps going down from here. There's a possibility. That's it. We don't know. Crypto's starting to pull back a little. Look at Bitcoin coming back now. Again, go down to 63, take out $150 million. Here it comes. Bitcoin. Saw it on the heat map. Heat maps don't lie. Big target right there, 63K. When's the next cycle? Well, Ben Cowan says the bear market ends in October. So, October, when it all turns around, according to Ben. I'm thinking September. You need to have 500,000 Doge to be considered. Well, Jose, man, it's different for different people. Some people are not as financially well off as others, and they think 10,000 Doge is a lot. And they are crypto investors. It's up to the individual. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. My view is the next cycle or the one after it could be a rough one. This one is a rough one. This isn't easy at all. A lot of alts just got totally killed this cycle. Totally killed. So, yeah. It's been brutal. If you were all in on ADA or Polkadot, brutal. Dogecoin hasn't done too bad comparatively. And again, as a reminder, still number 10. Still number 10, Dogecoin right there. So, yeah, there's that. Ryan, you're house sitting and you're drinking dad's beer. You're allowed to do that? Go for it. Drinking dad's beer. Oh, I love it. How do you know it's dad's beer, not mom's beer? Maybe she's the drinker. That is why you sell when you're up 200, 300, 400%. You put it in your pocket or you buy a house with it, right? Take your profits. Are you going to absolutely buy the bottom and sell the top? Nope, you're not. I didn't sell any Doge at 48 cents. I didn't know that was the top. I was ready to make another sale at 50 cents and it didn't make it. But I sold at 42, and that was Doge that I bought at 2 cents. At 2 cents. I finally sold that Doge at 42. That was a 20x. And I paid taxes, yes. He explicitly says you can drink it. And so you are. Awesome. That's great. I love it. I love it. All right, my friends, that's what we have for today. That's what we have for today. Yeah, Doge is just hanging out again between 7 and 7.1. We'll see how this goes overnight. I'll be live again on Wednesday. Unless there's some crazy thing that happens tomorrow, I'll be live again on Wednesday. It's a bear market still, guys. It's just continuing on. We do what we can. So I hope everyone has a great evening. And we'll see where the markets go from here. We'll check in on it again. Videos and live streams still here on the Kriss Pax channel. Make sure you're subscribed. You got your notifications on. Always give a like. All of that. Appreciate everybody's support. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.